Is the spirit of owl calling you? Oh my God, I just experienced the most fascinating event yesterday. Hi, this is Mary Nawabi, and I'm a soul guide and a divine channel for healing, activation, and ascension for women in leadership. So, yesterday was a very profound experience. You know, when you get really connected to the cosmos, to the nature, to your soul, to the divine love, you truly have magical days. So, yesterday I was meditating and I was using a guided meditation with this gentleman from Australia that I just love his voice. Anyways, I meditated halfway through and he used the energy of owl. So he just used it once. And then that kind of really like created a, kind of anchor in my body. It's like, oh, owl. And then I stopped the meditation and then I start writing about the energy of owl. And then I went on my computer and I start looking to see locally in Spain, where I am in south of Spain, where I can find to go watch owls or find one or on a tree or a forest or somewhere. So multiple places came up where I could go actually find owls. And then I was looking at snowy owls and then all different kinds of owls. And then later as the evening started, I usually go for my normal walk. I go usually walk along the beach, the promenade. And I love it because I see people walking. It gives me a little bit of a connection with people. But this day was different. As I was driving, something told me, my intuition, just go towards a park that sometimes I go to. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go. It's a beautiful park. It has water elements, it has a lot of nature, different trees from all different parts of the world. They've brought different plants and trees, and it's a beautiful park. Anyways, last time I went to that park, I was talking to a plant, and the plant was moving while I was talking. It was talking to me. So that park already brings a magical feeling for me. But anyways, I went towards that park, and then the energy, the intuition was very strong. It kept telling me that I am gonna see an owl. And then I was like, okay. And then I start walking towards the same tree and plant area that it was talking to me. I was like, maybe something's gonna happen there. I go there and I sit there. There's benches and trees, and I just sat there for a few minutes to just close my eyes and connect with nature. I start hearing the birds, and it was getting dark. The park is open till 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., but there's some people, but it's getting dark. And then I start to think, okay, maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's not really intuition. Where am I going to see owl here? And then I went to that same little plant that I talked to it, and I start talking to it. Nothing happened. The plant didn't move, nothing happened. I was like, okay, it's just, I let it be. And I start walking. Something keeps telling me to go walk towards this one direction. And I was like, okay. And then I go, and there's a water view of, like, they have these water fountains, and there's benches way up. You could sit, and from distance you could watch. It has a beautiful view. It was getting dark, so you couldn't really see much, but I just sat there for like another 5 minutes, closed my eyes, and just kind of connected with the energy of the owl. And then I was like, okay, I got a little bit scared because I don't know, this one guy was kind of like, I thought he was following me, but maybe he wasn't. It was in my head, it was getting dark. Anyways, I was like, you know what? Okay, I think I'm gonna go home. By this time, it was around 10 p.m. And As I start to walk, I start to hear two owls calling. And I'm like, what? Is that an owl? And normally I would have my headset on because I listen to music when I walk. And this day was like nothing. Just listen to the birds, listen to the nature. And I was like, oh my God, I could hear an owl. And then this little clearing, and there's a big tree, tall tree. I go into that, and it's dark, but it's not pitch dark because in Spain, summertime, it doesn't really get that dark early until like 10:30. So I look up and I do see an owl. Like I couldn't see vividly, but I could see because it's making noises. And I was like, "Oh my god. I just can't believe this. This is happening." So I am supposed to see an owl and interact with owl. And then like seconds later, I see another one flew by and sits on the lower branch, which I could see a little bit more. I was like, oh my God. And then this one flews right in front of me, goes to the next branch. I was like, oh my God. And then I sat there on the ground. I connected with the energy of the owl. I connected to earth and I just opened my palms up and I said, I'm ready to receive. And I realized, okay, I'm supposed to integrate the gift and energies of the owl. And because I also carry the specific gifts and qualities of an owl, it was time for me to really step into that because owls bring truth. Owls are the bridge between this world and the world beyond. They bring messages. When I was growing up in Afghanistan, to most Afghan culture, owls are bad energy. They bring the message of death. And so people really, when they look at, if they see one, they think, oh, someone's going to die. But for me, it's so different because they don't always bring bad messages. They also bring good luck, gifts. So they sometimes could bring a message that someone's going to pass on, but they'll bring whatever messages you're ready to receive. So, above all, because I'm also a mystic, owls are so mystics, and they bring that energy of truthful, speaking of the truth, embracing the truth. And it's not easy to embrace truth about your life because when you do, a whole bunch of stuff opens up for you to let go and release because the truth is could be so painful. But anyhow, I thought it was just a magical experience, and I just left that park like at awe. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that this just happened so simultaneously within that one day. And I just thanked my spirit guides, thanked my intuition, and the gift that our owl gonna bring and integrating into my body. And so that was just a magical day, and I wanted to share that because are you someone who is connected to owls? And maybe this is a calling for you to embrace the truth about your life. To maybe there's some areas of your life that you don't have clarity, and the owl is here to bring some clarity. Or if you're listening to this, there must be a reason for this. If you are someone who's connected to the energy of owl, please say something, put comment, and share because I love seeing those synchronicities and those same energy level that goes through the similar people that are connected to the spirit of the animal of owl. Thank you for listening, and I'll be sharing my experiences as I go along. Thank you. Bye. Remember that your soul is a sacred sanctuary, your heart a profound wisdom keeper, and your journey a divine unfolding.